Hi guys, welcome back to a new huge stack of Blu-ray update. Let's get it.
Huge stack, huge stack.
2 weeks since my last huge stack of Blu-ray update. Picked up quite a lot of stuff during that time. I had a big Korean package arrive, which was absolutely amazing. I did post some pictures of that over on my Instagram. If you do want to go over there, the link is in the description. You can see my latest pickups over there earlier than I do show them on YouTube. But yeah, let's get into it. So there's a lot to go through today. There's Criterions, Korean editions, nice big TV box set. What else have we got? We've got some out of print stuff, some very out of print stuff. So yeah, can't wait to get into this. So let's get started. So first up, we've got a pickup from CX. This is one that I'd stuck into my watch list and has been out of stock for quite some time. Goes for quite a bit of money on eBay, I think for around £40. When I bought it on CX, it was £15 plus delivery, so it was about £17.95, something like that. And that film is Gong Ju. This is a third Windows film. This has been out of print, I believe, for some time now. It was originally in print when I first saw it, back when I used to collect. Obviously, it's gone out of print since. Yeah, quite an expensive Blu-ray, actually. As I say, it's gone out of print, so it's fetches quite a bit of money on eBay. I think it's since gone up to £20 on CX, but again, it's still not in stock. Don't know too much about this one. I know it's quite an emotional and difficult watch from what I've heard, quite in the vein of the film Silenced. But yeah, can't say I'm looking forward to watching this one, but I've heard it's very good despite the subject matter. So yeah, it's just a standard release with a standard disc. But yeah, looking forward to checking this out. It's a Korean film I've never seen, and it's one that I wanted to tick off the list. So yeah, that is Gong Ju. Next up, we've got a few Criterion pickups from Vinted. Been finding a lot of great deals on Vinted just lately. And you know, quite a few Criterions do pop up from time to time. So the first one I picked up, which is kind of dumb actually, didn't realise this had a UK release, but it doesn't really matter because I've got the region 3 Blu-ray player now. That is Dennis Hopper's Easy Rider, a film that I've never seen, a film that I've always wanted to see. I heard my good friend James talk about this quite some time ago. I think he'd read Raging Bull's Easy Rider. Or is it the other way around? I can't remember. Can't remember which way around it is. But yeah, I've heard about this for quite some time. I grew up around bikes from a young age. So yeah, I like films about, you know, that sort of outlaw life, I guess. I don't know if that's what this is about, but it seems to be. But yeah, looking forward to watching this. I'd really like Dennis Hopper. Of course, Jack Nicholson's in this as well. So yeah, looking forward to watching this. Got a nice booklet inside. Which may be a poster, I'm not sure. But yeah, nice booklet inside as standard, nice Criterion release. So yeah, looking forward to watching that one. That is Easy Rider. So next up, we've got a horror from 1944, filmed during wartime, so very intrigued to check this out. This is, I believe, a black and white horror, and that is The Uninvited. From the looks of the back of the case, it seems like it's set in the UK, so whether it was filmed there and produced in America, I'm not sure. But yeah, looking forward to seeing this. This is a UK Criterion release. Don't know too much about it other than that. Really intrigued me. I think I picked this up for about £8, something like that, £8 or £9. But yeah, can't go wrong for a Criterion for that money. So very intrigued to see this. That's The Uninvited. So on the back of me branching out into more Asian cinema, aside from Korean, I've watched quite a bit of Japanese cinema, but mainly modern stuff. This is a film, I believe, from 1966, so a bit earlier than what I would usually watch. So as I say, I'm trying to branch out a bit more. That is Seijun Suzuki's Tokyo Drifter. As I say, I've never seen this. Really intrigued me. It's a gangster film from 1966, so a bit earlier than I would usually watch. So that's why I wanted to pick this up. Wanted to see a film from that kind of era. Obviously, I picked up the Zatoichi set, which is set quite a bit earlier, I believe, or around that time period as well. So yeah, want to go back and watch some of these more classic Japanese films. So yeah, so don't know too much about this one other than it's a gangster film. So yeah, that is Tokyo Drifter. Nice release from Criterion. Again, this is the UK release. I think I paid £10 for that, something like that. So that, again, that was a cheap one. So yeah, that's Tokyo Drifter. Next up, we've got a pickup that if you'd have seen the last video on my channel, which was a CX roulette, I picked up the Twin Peaks A to Z collection. So this is a beautiful box set. Me and Luke at Razor Wire Reviews are currently going through this set, and we're doing videos up on both of our channels regarding this set. Well, regarding the show, sorry. Really enjoying this show. So yeah, it's a beautiful box set. Pulls out like so you've got like a full digipack in there, and I do a little bit more of an unboxing on the CX roulette video. So if you want to go and see a bit more in depth into this box set, you can go and look at that video. But yeah, very happy with this. It was a worthy purchase. Absolutely loving the show, and it was a bit of a steal really for how much it does actually go for. So yeah, that's the Twin Peaks A to Z collection. Okay, so we're now moving into the Korean order that I had last week. I ordered, I think, around 10 titles. I've got through at least half of them. I've watched 5 of the 10 of these films. This is one that I haven't seen yet, but a film that I'm very excited to see. It's a film starring Song Kang-ho, and that film is A Taxi Driver. Lovely release, this. Really nice embossed slipcover, or debossed. Is it debossed? Yeah. I think it might be embossed. Yeah, embossed slipcover. It's a really nice release. I know there was a limited edition version of this, but as I say, because I haven't seen the film, I just picked up the slipcover version. But yeah, you've got nice different artwork there. I think this is the artwork on the limited edition release, which is out of print. Yeah, really nice release. Don't know too much about this one. I know it's set during the 1980s, I believe, around the political events that were going off during that time. Very turbulent time for Korea in the 80s. And I think it's set around Song Kang-ho, the taxi driver, driving around. I believe a French journalist. May have got that wrong, but I think that's basically the plot. But yeah, really nice release, and I'm glad to have it. Cannot wait to watch this one, so I will update my thoughts over on Instagram when I have seen it. Yeah, that is A Taxi Driver. Next up, we've got a film that I have seen, but I haven't seen it for a number of years. It is Lee Chang-dong's Oasis. Love this film. This is actually the second print version, I think, still with the slipcover, but I think the original came with like a book and things. I'm quite happy to have this version though. This is a lovely release still. So yeah, Oasis, fantastic film. It's essentially about a misfit that befriends a disabled lady, and some terrible things happen from there really. It's a heartbreaking story, quite hard to watch in some places, but a masterful film by Lee Chang-dong, and I'm so grateful to have this back. So that is Oasis. It's a lovely release as well. So you've got nice slip box and the artwork on the front there. Apologies if there's any glare. But yeah, it's a nice inside artwork as well. Yeah, great film. Highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. As I say, it's quite a difficult watch in some places, but overall it's a fantastic film and it's really well made. That is Lee Chang-dong's Oasis. Next up, we've got a film called Birthday. Again, don't know too much about this one, but I believe it's set around the Sewol accident which happened quite a few years ago now, with the sinking ferry. I believe it's around the loss of theirs of a daughter or son or something like that, and they're dealing with the loss of their child, I believe. So quite hard hitting stuff. I've heard it's quite an emotional one. So I'll just take it out the box protector. Yeah, we've got a nice slip box. And then we've also got the Amarain side, which sort of rolls round. On the inside, you've got a few postcards and the disc and some inside artwork, which is probably not going to be able to see on the camera, but yeah, really, really nice release. Looking forward to watching this one. Looking forward to it, and not at the same time because it's an emotional one, I've heard. But yeah, looking forward to cracking on with this one. Is Birthday. Okay, so next up we've got a Korean limited edition steelbook version. This is from a company called Bud Blue, a company that I've not ordered from before. I think they've only been around sort of the past couple of years. Film that I hadn't heard of, and it looked really good, so I decided to pick it up. It was fairly cheap. I think it was about £30, something like that. Comes with a nice steelbook. You've got a nice book, and there's also some postcards and stuff in there as well. That film is My Dear Desperado. So there, this is a full slip with the steelbook inside. Haven't unsealed the steelbook yet, but a really, really nice release. Decided to go with a green version. I think there's also a sort of white version as well. But yeah, I thought this version looked the nicest. So yeah, inside you've got the steelbook, you've got a photo book, and also inside you've got a binder full of postcards, and I think there's another book in there as well. So yeah, it's a really, really nice release. So this is Bud Blue exclusive 002, so I think this is their second release. I think they've also done an I Saw the Devil, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think they have. I know there was one on their website. I'm not sure if it's exclusive to them or not, but I am waiting to see if I can get the plain archive I Saw the Devil. Of course, I've got the best version in the world up there, but I'd still like to earn the plain archive version. But yeah, so yeah, I haven't even unsealed the steelbook yet, so I'm looking forward to watching this. We'll open that as soon as I'm going to watch it. So yeah, that is My Dear Desperado. Now coming on to some films that I have seen. Again, this is The Thieves. This is a full slip with a steelbook. I started watching this last weekend. Unfortunately, I got a cold over that weekend, so I couldn't watch the whole film. My eyes were streaming, so I couldn't watch the subtitles. But I will be getting back to this one. Really reminded me of Ocean's 11 in tone. Great film so far from what I've seen. So yes, it's essentially a heist film, but from what I've watched so far, I really enjoyed it. So I can't wait to check out the rest of it. So inside, you've got obviously the full slip on the outside. You've got the steelbook. And you've also got a bunch of art cards as well as quite a thick book in there as well. So yeah, really, really nice release. Looking forward to revisiting this one. Well, not revisiting, watching it to the end at least. But yeah, can't wait to watch the end of this one. So that is The Thieves. Next up, we've got a film by Ji-won Lee, and that film is Miss Bayek. This film was absolutely devastating. Really, really hard watch, but so beautifully done. It's essentially about unfortunately a young girl that's getting beaten by her parents, well, her father and her stepmother. And this young kid is often seen out on the streets. And then we meet the main character, who's played by Han Ji-min, and she's had a troubled past herself, and she's experienced some of the things that the young girl is going through, and she decides to try and help her. And it unravels from there. And you know, it's such a difficult watch, but it's so very well done. Beautiful score on this one as well, and the cinematography was great. It's a hard one to recommend because of the subject matter, but I think it's also quite important to watch. So yeah, definitely want to keep your eye out for. This is the limited edition from Nova Media, so this is number 716. Really nice full slip on this. You've got like a matte effect on the front, and then gloss on the back. Yeah, really, really, really nice release. Again, you've got a nice thick booklet. You've also got the Amaray. And on the inside, you've got postcards and playing cards for such a depressing film. I think it's a bit insensitive, but there we go. It's just the add-ons you get, isn't it, with these releases? You've got some inside artwork. So yeah, it's hard to recommend, but I do recommend watching it. And that was Miss Bayek. So next up, we've got a release again from Nova Media, a limited edition version. This is a film by Jang Hoon Lee, the second film of his that I've now seen. I believe his second feature film, and that is Miracle: Letters to the President. This film was absolutely beautiful. So this film is set in the 80s. It revolves around a small town in South Korea. There's only a railroad into the town, and it only passes through the town. There's no station. So this young kid decides to start sending letters to the president to try and get a station put into the town, because it's quite dangerous walking over the train tracks to other towns, and to get out of the town to go to school and stuff. It really sounds, I don't make it sound great, but it's such a beautiful story. Cried a few times during this, not afraid to admit it. I also have his other film, which is Be With You, and that was absolutely incredible. Both of his films so far have just completely shocked me. I cried buckets of tears at this one and buckets of tears at this one. So if you don't like crying, probably not the ones for you. But yeah, this is a beautiful film. Cannot recommend this one highly enough. Beautiful slipcover as well. This is limited to 700. I've got number 322. So yeah, beautiful release. I do kind of want to get the limited version of Be With You. Don't know how much difference there is in terms of what you get with it. This is just the standard release. So I'll have to look into that. But yeah, beautiful slip box. It's got like raised fireflies going around it, or like bubbles. Really beautiful slipcover on that one, highly glossy. And then on the Amaray case, you've got some postcards again, and playing cards, or little picture cards, and then the inside artwork. Phenomenal release, and a fantastic film. Again, this is just, it just makes me affirm my reasons for collecting again, because I would have never have found these films without buying the Blu-rays. And you know, you just can't get these films in the UK digitally or even physically. So, but yeah, fantastic film. Highly recommend it. That is Miracle: Letters to the President. Next up, we've got the outer print edition from Plain Archive, and that is Seoul Station and Train to Busan. the double pack. So this is the steelbook version. So a really nice release. You've got Train to Busan on the front there, and Seoul Station on the back. This was limited to 1,000 copies. I've got 967. So on the inside, you've got the steelbook, which is Train to Busan on the front, and Seoul Station on the back. Rewatched this again the other day. Seen it quite some time ago now. I think even back when I was when I was last collecting. Yeah, really enjoyed it. It's a great film. So then you've got the booklet, which is Seoul Station on the front, on the back, and Train to Busan on the front. And then you've also got some postcards on the inside. So great acting from Gong Ju. Of course, you've also got Ma Dong-seok, who's fantastic in pretty much everything he does. But yeah, really enjoyed this one. A film that I'll keep revisiting over the years because it's just a fantastic film. Haven't seen Peninsula yet, so I'm looking forward to checking that as well. So yeah, that is Plane Archives, Train to Busan, and Seoul Station. Okay guys, 3 more releases to go. I promise we're nearly done. So next up, we've got a CJ Entertainment release, and that is Deliver Us from Evil. This was a fantastic film. It's sort of in the vein of John Wick and Taken, I guess. So it's about a Korean ex sort of special agent, I guess. And he's sort of excommunicated or excommunicados from Korea, and he has to move abroad. And it transpires that he actually had a kid that he didn't know about, and he has to go and rescue her from sort of organ traffickers. Really emotional story, and also a very violent story. This film is brutal, but the action is so well done. So a fantastic film. An absolutely fantastic cast in this one as well. We've got Han Jung-min and Lee Jung-jae. So a fantastic, build cast in this one. So you've got the nice slipbook cover on the top. This is a 2-disc edition. You get the feature film, and you also get the final cut. I actually watched the final cut because I assumed that was the best version. So you get 2 discs there, and you've also got the back of the digipack. Fantastic, brutal film, and one worthy of being in the CJ series. There are a few films that I've watched over the years that aren't worthy of being in the CJ series, but this one definitely holds its own. Very much in the vein of The Man from Nowhere, if you've seen that one. Fantastic film. So yeah, that is Deliver Us from Evil. Next up, we've got another CJ release. This is number 44 in the series. So I should just mention Deliver Us from Evil was number 63 in the series. I've now got 11 of the spines in the CJ series just here. So they are starting to build up. And that film is Veteran, a fantastic film. Really enjoyed this one. Sort of about a cop who starts to investigate a sort of high-flying businessman. And he's, the corruption surrounding him, and he tries to help this guy that's being wrongly paid, and some things end up happening, and I'm crap at explanations. But yeah, it's a fantastic film. Brutal action in this one. Really enjoyed it. Also starring Han Jung-min again, who's absolutely fantastic in everything that he does, as far as I'm concerned. Picked up quite a few of his films in this update. But yeah, for Veteran, beautiful release. You've got a nice spot gloss down the side on Veteran. It's a nice thick CJ release as well. On the inside, you've got a digipack, which opens out. And on the inside, you've got both discs. One is the feature film, and the other is the special features. And you've also got a nice booklet on the inside as well. I've since heard that they're working on a sequel to this, so I'm very intrigued to see that. This was fantastic, and it did really leave open for a sequel, and one worthy. I think that, would be well received, I think. So very much looking forward to seeing that, and really highly recommend this one. That is The Veteran. And last but no means least, we have a film that up until recently I didn't even know existed. I had a message on Instagram from a friend that's watched this channel for a long time. I won't mention his name because he hasn't said that I can. But yeah, he's watched the channel for a long time, and he's quite well known in the Blu-ray collecting community. And he asked me if I wanted to meet up. He was coming to the UK, and he was coming to a town near to where I live. And he said he had this edition for sale. He did it for me for a great price. This edition can go upwards of £200. So it did me for a great price. So we met up. Really nice to meet him. Great guy. Got to talking, and yeah, he sold me this Blu-ray. And this is a film that, from a director that doesn't do many films, unfortunately. He's done films like The Chaser. He's done The Yellow Sea. And of course, we have The Wailing, a fantastic film. I only watched this, I believe, on Netflix when it first came out, so I haven't revisited it since. I want to sort of watch The Chaser, The Yellow Sea, and The Wailing back to back. Na Hong Jin is a fantastic director, but unfortunately doesn't do that many films. I guess he doesn't really need to with the caliber of what he releases. But yeah, this is the full slip, I believe, type A. So yeah, quite limited. This is number 313. It's a beautiful release, really nice sort of reflective cover. So inside this one you get the steelbook, which is beautiful. You've got like a wraparound cover. The writing in the centre is debossed. You've also got the 2 discs inside. I've heard these are English friendly as well, the special feature on this one, which is quite rare. I imagine because it's a studio release. You've got 2 lenticulars, which are some of the best lenticulars I've ever seen. Really good effects on those. You've also got like a full fold out booklet, which has got tons and tons of postcards in. Does it? Yeah, so the postcards are in that little folder. You've also got a nice thick book. And you've also got quite a large poster. Posters aren't something you usually get with Korean releases, which is a shame. I'd much rather have a poster rather than postcards, to be honest. Because at least you can use the poster. Yeah, you got a nice poster there as well for the whaling. So yeah, this was actually brand new and sealed when he gave it to me, so even better. Didn't know it was sealed, I was just assuming it was used. But he's actually kept the, I think he said he had the lenticular version, so he kept that one. But yeah, a fantastic release for a fantastic film. Nice to see a Na Hong-jin film get a nice release. So yeah, that's Na Hong-jin's The Wailing. It really is a sickness. So thank you all so much for watching, guys. Let me know if you've seen any of these films down below that I haven't seen and any of the films that I have seen. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please comment and like down below, and I will see you all on the next one. Goodbye.
Stop.